Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1.
It'll be a good fight. I think Chavez and Triple G would be a good fight. I think Canelo and Triple G has to happen at some point. I think Danny needs to be in with these guys as well. I think there's a lot of guys in there. This Triple G, Danny Jacobs, Canelo Alvarez. These guys should all fight each other. I'm all about everybody fighting each other. I think that's good for the sport. I think that's good for the fighters themselves. So why not? We have all these talented guys. Have them fight each other.
Having been in the ring with Manny, you know what he's capable of. He put out a poll on Twitter. He named a few fighters as to who the fans would like to see fight next. He mentioned Amir Khan, Kell Brooks, the Australian Jeff Horn that's been rumored to be in the league. Who would you like to see him in there? Who do you think would give him the better challenge to sort of tear his pocket?
It's hard to say. I see like a guy like Kell Brook is. I feel like Kell Brook is big. He's a big body, to fight for Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's been fighting how many years now? He's been in so many weight classes. He's a smaller guy coming up. Khan and him have passed. Obviously, they have a past. And, I don't know what kind of fight those styles would actually make up. And I don't really know much about the kid Jeff Horn, so I'm not really sure about how that fight's gonna go. But anytime Manny fights, it's worth turning in.
As for his speed, how overwhelming is it? How would you describe his hand speed in there? It seems like that gave you somewhat of a problem when you faced him.
More so, the speed issue was his ankles. Not even so much for me. Yeah, because I fought Amir Khan, who's arguably just as fast, and I didn't have nearly as much trouble with him because he's much more of a linear fighter. But Pacquiao's so good at cutting angles and generating power from positions where you don't really think you can. I think that's really the biggest thing about.
Who cares the biggest power, Khan or Pacquiao? If they were to meet,
I would say Pacquiao.
And Chris is going to.
And then we're going to talk.
Oh yeah, no, you're not getting converted.
How would Amir Khan go about being able to fight Manny Pacquiao?
Honestly, he's got to fight his style. He's a long-rangey, fast fighter. He's a good boxer. I think on the inside, when he ties people up, I think he's good at that. And I think he'd have to do that with Pacquiao. I think Pacquiao, just stature alone, he's got to work on the inside, of course, and kind of out-jab the longer man. But Amir would just have to really, really box smart from the outside, use his speed, tie him up when he can, spin him, keep moving him. Anybody can beat anybody at any time, especially at these top levels.
A lot of people want to see the Crawford fight. They feel that's the one that his team is somewhat avoiding.
For Pacquiao?
Yeah. What would you take to Crawford?
That would be all about timing for me. In terms of as a fan watching that fight, it's you got a young lion like Crawford coming up. You got Pacquiao who's kind of on the twilight of his career. It depends how far Pacquiao has slid down and at what point of the rise Crawford's at. But I don't really think that fight really defines either man, honestly.
What separates Terence Crawford from Errol Spence and Errol Spence from Terence Crawford? They seem to be in a clash course in the future. There's a too big.
I don't know. I think weight class wise they're gonna miss each other.
Yeah.
I see Errol going up. I know Crawford will probably go up as well, but I think he's already gone up a couple. So I think Spence starting is really in his first weight class, and he's going to end up going up. Terence is in his second or third already, so that might just be a timing thing.
As for the skill levels, what separates them?
They're different. I would say that Spence is probably a more physical guy. Bigger, more physical, more of a powerful puncher guy. And Crawford is, because of his ability to switch sides, fight different stances, and you can also see he's very, very calculating, kind of setting things up. Maybe a little more of a chess player.
He seems to be ahead of his time, but is his time good enough to be in the ring with a fighter like Kell Brooks?
We'll see. We'll see. I think it's still young in Terence's career. He's got he still has a lot more big fights. The only really big fight he's really had was the Holstall fight, which you did great in. But so I think only time will tell.
And as for yourself, man, what would you like next?
I need to get some momentum back. I want to get back in the ring. I want to be busy. I'm best when I'm busy. When I made my title run, I was fighting pretty often, and fighting tough guys over and over again, and rattling up a bunch of wins in a row, which got me into the title fight with Provodnikov, and then eventually the fights with Pacquiao and Khan. So I just gotta get busy.
I was just going to ask you, I know it's a little bit different, but you sparred Marcos Maidana. Would you still say that Ruslan Provodnikov hit harder to you than Maidana?
Different puncher. Ruslan is a much shorter, tighter, compact puncher. And just the way he lines his body up with the power. Maidana is brutally strong. Maidana's the kind of guy, he'll be on one foot falling backwards, take you with an overhand right, still hurt you. You know, he's that kind of guy. He's also a lot bigger. You know, when I was sparring with Maidana, but I miss those days with Maidana, man. He's a good dude.
How's it power to, excuse me, for Provodnikov?
Yeah, that's what he was just asking.